Hey, what's up? These are the softest sourdough buns you will ever eat, thanks to one ingredient, potato. They are super soft, but they won't fall apart under a heavy patty, which is the absolute worst. The best part? It's a same-day recipe. So let's make them, shall we? This recipe inspired by the perfect loaf. 4 hours in advance, I made a simple levain with 30 grams starter, 30 grams water, and 30 grams flour. As we don't like that tangy sour flavor in our burger buns, we need to use this as its peak. Next, the main ingredient of this recipe. 2 to 3 medium-sized potatoes should be enough for this recipe. Don't risk, bake some more, you can always store them if you like. Before baking them, prick the skin around the potatoes several times. Bake them for 1 hour at 180 degrees Celsius. But make sure to flipping them halfway through. As my fork easily slide into the center, I know they cook properly. I don't have potato ricer, so I use my blender to smash them up. You need a silky smooth texture like this. But don't panic, just do your best. Alright my friend, don't lose your patience, we are done with mise en place. It's gonna be a super sticky brioche dough, so I'm gonna use my stand mixer. Let's make it. Into the bowl, add 5 grams salt, 12 grams sugar, 45 grams egg. It's just one whole egg that I saved 10 to 20 grams for the brush later. Followed by 85 grams ice cold milk to keep the temperature low while mixing the dough. And then go ahead and add all the levain, which is 90 grams. Mixy to dissolve sugar and salt. Of course, the starter not gonna dissolve completely. Something like this should be okay. And last but not least, 225 grams of your strongest bread flour. Set the mixer, attach the hook, and let's get started. You need to be patient with any kind of brioche dough. It's gonna take a while. Once the dough, clean up the bowl and stick to the hook, you know that you have some beautiful gluten strength. Time to add 50 grams room temperature, good quality butter. Little by little. The dough again gonna be a mess, but don't panic, that's normal. Continue mixing on low speed and gradually add the butter. Scrape down the leftover part halfway through mixing to help the dough comes together faster. And again, continue mixing on low speed and add the butter little by little. It feels it never gonna come together, but eventually it will. The dough should feel strong again, but we are not looking for window pane or something. Also, you need to keep the temperature below 25 degrees. That's the best. And finally, time to add the last ingredient, potato. I'm gonna add half of the potato. Don't worry, we are almost there. This should not take long. Continue mixing on low speed, add the remainder of rice potato, and finish mixing until the potato is mostly incorporated into the dough. Then transfer the dough into the smaller container or smaller bowl. If your dough doesn't look smooth and super elastic, don't worry about it. With a wet hand, just grab the dough, lift it up, fold it on itself, push it underneath, and try to smooth it out and round it up. But I'm telling you, it's not like your normal sourdough. It's gonna be little sticky. Don't worry about it too much. Use a scraper, clean up the bowl a bit, and then cover it up and let it rest for 30 minutes. Although the mixer did most of the job, we are not done yet. We're gonna perform few set of stretch and fold to make sure we have strong gluten network. 30 minutes later, same thing gonna happen. Wet your hand, grab the dough, lift it up a couple of times, fold it on itself, Maybe round it up inside the bowl one more time to create little more tension. But with a very gentle touch. We don't want to push this dough. We just want to help the gluten development. 2 to 3 set of folds would be more than enough. Another 30 minutes rest and another set of folds. Definitely in such a hot climate, it's gonna ferment super fast, something like 2.5 an hour. If you are in freezing cold climate or in winter time, you can put the dough inside the oven with the light on. And that was the last set of folds. I'm in hot climate, so the whole process from start to finish takes about 2.5 an hour. We have like 30 to 40% rise, the dough pulls away from the side of the bowl easily, some bubbles forming on the surface of the dough. It is airy and puffier, and that's it. That's all I can give you. Dust up some semolina to shape this dough. It's going to be super sticky. I like to cut it into 4 pieces, 4 good sized burger buns. And then fold all the sides to the center, pinch them together. On the lightly floured surface, use a scraper if you like, and round them up with the help of the counter. Then place them on a tray and let them proof. You need to cover them properly because we don't want dried surface, right? I think the most tricky part is proofing time. I'm talking about any brioche bread, from burger bun to cinnamon rolls, even panettone. Push the proofing time as much as you can. Have you seen my garden recently? We have some guests. It's a sunny day, but guess what? It's raining season. Back to the dough. Now, how to know your brioche dough proofed well? We have some good rice here, and poke them gently. They should feel extremely soft. I beat the leftover egg with a splash of water, and we need an even layer of egg wash. And little sprinkle of black and white sesame. Or if you don't like, don't add it. We are all set and it's baking time. Into the preheated oven, bake at 225 degrees Celsius for about 25 minutes. Or until you have these beautiful brown gorgeous buns. To make them even softer and shinier right after baking while they are still hot, brush them with little melted butter. Or like me, with a knob of butter, if you don't have time. And now, please sit back and enjoy your masterpiece. The internal temperature after baking should be about 93 to 95 degrees Celsius. I checked this after a few minutes so they cool down a bit, but they should be okay. I mean, sometimes I just trust myself. That's it. Now to give them a try, let's make a cheeseburger. That's what I'm talking about. Did you see that? Oh my God. This is freaking soft. I'm so excited to make a burger with these buns. I used frozen beef, chuck roll or ribeye. Grind it in the blender, as simple as this. 60 to 70 grams patties would be more than enough. I'm sure you know better than me. We don't press the patties, we just ball it up between the hands with minimum pressure. Gorgeous. And then a simple Big Mac sauce with a little bit of mayo, ketchup, mustard. You can add chili if you like. Let me know how would you like to toast your buns, butter or mayo? Pan on medium heat, buns in. Make sure to press them to get them toasted evenly. What do you think about this? Gorgeous, right? And then heat the pan again, little bit of oil, patty in. Smash that bad boy just enough to fit the bun. Season it generously with the salt. You want to know a chef trick? Mark a hole into the center to let it cook faster and juicier. Did you know this trick? Flip the patty. Oh wow. And I like to season it with salt and freshly cracked pepper. Beautiful. Then cheddar or American cheese on. Put the lid and let the cheese melt. I'm not gonna overcook this bad boy. Forget about melted cheese. And then please be my guest and assemble your burger as you like it. I mean, that's a standard cheeseburger, right? But the main character of this show is definitely the buns. If I want to be honest with you, I make the cheeseburger the next day. And even with the double patties, these burger buns hold their shape beautifully. And that's all I'm asking. Can you rate my cheeseburger in comment section? I would love to see that. Alright, lovely baker, I guess that was it. And I know now you're craving for a cheeseburger. Go and make it right away. Anyway, again, this wasn't my own recipe. This was a perfect recipe from the perfect loaf. He is a great baker. Personally speaking, I learned a lot from him. Go and check his channel later. Make sure to check the description, keep baking, subscribe my channel, and take a good care of yourselves.